Right, I'm going to start this drawing of what you can see in front of me, basically the shed and the hedge and the distance behind. But again, I want to prioritize not so much what it is as a building, but in its physical and in its translation into shapes, what I can see. And hopefully with demonstration now, I will make that visually clear that it's actually, you're dealing with shapes. There is no universal value to objects. The value of the objects changes, if you like, when we're actually working on a drawing. And it's about composition and shape. And you essentially are creating another hierarchy. But perhaps in doing this, I can explain it visually. Here we go. Starting here, as you can see, using the same technique as the last time, with the angle, putting it, taking it on there and going straight down. It's already different to what I thought. I can go a bit higher. It's the top of the building. Now, the side of the building seems to me to be very important in this composition. So I'm going to put it in here. Actually, I want it right there. Now, the building is going to be behind there. I'm already starting with the background because I believe that this shadow of the tree is bringing out the sharp triangle of the side of the building, which is, to all intents and purposes, what attracted me initially to this view. Got that wrong. Okay. Now I'm doing this perhaps a little faster than I normally would. There you go, a bit left-hand drawing. Building. Okay, so the positioning of this on the page is going to be essentially what's telling you, the viewer, my interest, how I've positioned it. The triangle here, very prominent, and that here. Goes back to there, goes down. Now, first of all, I'm just blocking in. You actually essentially begin with the abstraction. You block in the very simple tone, middle tone. I don't go straight for dark tone yet, just to see what's going on. That comes in there. I know I'm going to apply more detail later, but this is so I know personally where I'm at. There's a massive detail in there, but for now, I'm giving with this shading, I'm giving a direction to it, which is also suggestive of the direction of the ground, the contour of the ground, the lay of the land. I'm going to go over that. So I'm just putting basic shapes in. Curve here that dips down slightly. As you can see, that comes round. The hedge begins here, and it kind of comes up like that. So you've already got this main shape occurring here. I'm just going to put some very loose shading in, just to start with. It's got a different kind of direction in the ground, but I'm doing this, it's like laying the foundations, if you like, of the drawing. That's actually here, that goes further across, that starts here, it comes out a bit, the grass goes in, so I'm going to put this other triangle on top of this beautiful triangle, and it starts here. I'm going to put that in. I don't want to go too fast. I'll slow down a little bit. Just a shadow. That'll be gone in a few minutes, but I thought I'd put it in somehow. And then you can see here these other geometric shapes are held back in there by the trees. So I'm also finding, hold on, just put that in here. So already you get an idea of, I suppose, compositionally, what I am finding important. Now, objects have a status, I think, not in the sense that this is a shed and has status, but status in the form of its shape. Now, at the moment, this shape is very prominent, not doing anything in particular. So somehow I want to make it rightfully, as it should be, more important. I'm just putting the top of this as the hedge. And often, for this to become seen as an important shape, it's got everything to do with what happens around it. So, for example, I'm going to put that down here. There's in here. Now, in the background, I'm going to take great care. One second. Get it right. Hold on, hold on. See that little shadow? Now, in the distance, we'll take a thinner piece of this charcoal. Let's go, come on. I don't know how Bob Ross manages to talk and paint the way he does. I have even more respect for him after having done these lessons. I'm going to create a distance. There is a distance there, and I find it necessary to show that distance, which I hope will help create the drama of this shape here. So here we go. I really want to draw the eye back to what I can see. Now there's I'm not going to draw every detail of that distance, but there is a tree standing there, and if I get that pretty much right as far as it's a bit wide, the scale is concerned, it's see, the further your eye goes back there, the more dynamic you'll experience the building here. This one comes just a bit in front of the other one. See? That's there. Now there's so much going on, but I just want to bring out the sort of necessary form that comes up. Risk a line. See the gardener. Hammer. Get this up there. That's the hedge. So just for now, we're just going to put back, you can see a branch going across and down. then out the other side. Anything to create distance going back there, I'm going to include. There's a bit coming out from the other building. Hold on. How does that get there? That one goes here, and that one goes. But you can actually see that's Mondrian's house, as it were. Mondrian's studio. Just the side of it I'm going to use as a sense of just somehow to create a depth on the path going back there. You see, so the further the eye goes back here, I think, the more dramatic you'll start experiencing this. Let me have a look. Same difference here. All activating what's going on there. So you've got a whole sort of, you don't have to draw everything, of course, but just to give you an idea that this is a space going back.
11.
Didn't tell the guy mowing the lawn we were doing a film, but never mind. Just keep going. So I'm just trying to suggest the space behind this object. The more I suggest that, the more dynamic, hopefully, it becomes. Well, that's part of its dynamic that I'm experiencing, probably more to the point. Take one or two of the branches and you think, well, which ones actually take my eye back? There's a shadow going up here, and this comes round. How many minutes is that?
12.
So let's have a look. That this is obviously, or not obviously, but for me obviously, not the end of the drawing. This is a beginning of the drawing that you can see the composition comes, the hedge coming from outside in, it stops here, there's a distance created there, and that distance is the more convincing, if you like, the space around the objects, the more time and appreciation you can have, perhaps of this triangle. Perhaps that doesn't work, perhaps something else happens, but I've actually made a compositional decision. Now I'm going to stop now for this film, but not with this drawing, and we'll do another film later of the next phase of the drawing. But this is now at a point where I think we have something to work with. Okay.